Hello, I'm Christian from the Communities team at the National Football Museum. The National Football Museum's collection is rich with the history of the game of our lives. In this video, we'll be taking you through 11 museum objects related to pioneers in English football. We'll start with Arthur Wharton, whose legacy has only been fully recognised in recent years. Wharton was a talented sprinter and held the amateur record for the 100-yard dash. Despite this speed, Wharton played in goal and became the first black professional footballer in England when he played for Sheffield United in the 1894-95 season. Also in 1895, this scrapbook features 3 photos of Nettie Honeyball's British ladies football team. Honeyball, likely a pseudonym for a player called Mary Hudson, set up the British Ladies supported by writer and women's rights campaigner Lady Florence Dixie. British Ladies went on to tour the UK and play over 100 exhibition matches, despite often facing crowd trouble and a critical press. Our next pioneer was a driving force in the push for footballers' rights. Charlie Roberts, along with City and United legend Billy Meredith, set up the Players' Union in Manchester in 1907. The union's aim was to improve the wages, rights and freedom of movement of players. In 1909, the FA withdrew its recognition of the union and ordered players to leave. The Manchester United team, led by Roberts, didn't, leading them to be nicknamed the Outcast FC. On the field, Roberts captained United to their first 2 First Division titles and an FA Cup win in 1909. Only a few years later, football would be put on hold as many footballers enlisted to serve in the First World War. Donald Simpson Bell was playing for Bradford Park Avenue when he became the first professional footballer to enlist in the British Army. In July 1916, Simpson Bell crossed no man's land to destroy an enemy machine gun and was awarded the Victoria Cross for this immense act of bravery. 5 days later, attempting the same thing, he was killed and remains the only footballer to be awarded the Victoria Cross honour. Another pioneering footballer who played his part in the First World War was Walter Tull. He joined the football battalion and rose to become the British Army's first black officer. Women's football had a surge in popularity during the First World War, with many teams forming around munition factories. The most popular of these teams being Dick Kerr Ladies. The impact of the team and their trailblazing star Lily Parr are recognised with several objects in the museum, including this life-size statue, unveiled at the museum before the 2019 Women's World Cup. War would again impact the career of our next pioneer, Frank Su. Su starred as a halfback for Stoke City and was the first player of Chinese descent to play in the Football League. His football career was interrupted by World War II, and although he played for several wartime FA representative teams, he never received an official England cap. The FA effectively banned its members from allowing women's football at their grounds from 1921, so our next pioneer in women's football isn't until the 1970s. Sue Lopez was the first English woman to play semi-professional football in Italy in 1971. She also appeared in a staggering 10 Women's FA Cup finals with Southampton and was a key player in early England women's teams. Overcoming prejudice and racism, the 1970s also saw several pioneers in the men's game. Cyril Regis, Laurie Cunningham and Brendan Batson becoming club favourites of West Brom, nicknamed the 3 Degrees. In 1978, Viv Anderson became the first black footballer to appear for England's senior side. He was also a key member of the Nottingham Forest team who won back-to-back European Cups, this being his 1979 winners' medal. To this day, Justin Fashanu remains the only male professional footballer to come out as gay in England. Fashanu was a talented player at Norwich City and was the first black player to transfer for £1 million. The National Football Museum inducted Fashanu into the Hall of Fame in 2020 and have several items related to his career on display, including the Justin Fashanu Cup, a 5-a-side tournament that aims to tackle homophobia and sexual discrimination in football. Another member of the museum's Hall of Fame is Hope Powell, and she's one of the biggest names of women's football in this country. The youngest ever England coach, the first female England coach, and the first full-time England women's coach, she managed England for over 15 years and led them to 2 World Cups and 4 European Championships. On display in the museum is her 2009 Euros runners-up medal from their final loss against Germany. So that's our 11 museum objects on the topic of pioneers in English football. But which objects would you include? Let us know in the comments. You can find these and thousands of other objects in our online collection at nationalfootballmuseum.com, where you'll also find details of our Football and British Values Schools resource. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more football history content.